Alright guys, we have the next game. In fact, it's already loading up. Hashtag hype because this is fucking JonnyREcco versus AI Patience and it's going to be absolutely amazing.
I think so too. We've seen Patience take down Nurture, we've seen him take down Bly, and now he's got another Zerg in his path. He would have thought in the tournament which had more Zergs than anything else qualify. We had 5 Zergs come into the playoffs. Patience had taken down one, he's looking here to take down another. And if he wins this, of course, best of 5, he will move on through to the finals, where he'll play the winner of Tefel versus Nurture/Pink. So,
That's the best part about it. We get 2 incredibly talented players, one of them being Korean, who's just been steamrolling through everybody in this competition. And they get to play a best of 5. And what better map to start a best of 5 series than on Frost, which is a huge macro map. Spawning in the top right, we have from Team Alien Invasion the blue Protoss player Patience, and in the top left it is going to be from Core EU Esports JonnyREcco, the pink Zerg. And you know, Johnny, I really like watching him play, especially his ZVTs and ZVPs. I don't particularly am fond of his ZVZ style, but I really like watching him play his ZVT and ZVP. Because you can just tell, just by what he's doing, how quickly this guy thinks and how smart he is. It always amazes me, like the particular responses he does and decisions in games. Now granted, if he has an off day, then he plays terribly, but who doesn't have off days every once in a while, right?
yeah, everyone has some off days. You know, literally the best players in the world have off days. For example, even in players in Korea have, like, look at MVP Keen. He's like one of the most inconsistent players. Look at JonnyREcco. He has these days where he's like unstoppable. He could win a GSL, and he has these days where, you know, the B teamers can come out and slap him around a little bit. So, like, StarCraft is such a hard game to be consistently good at, especially when there's so few. You know, when the elimination system is so brutal and everyone is so good in most tournaments.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so impressed by Tefel, someone who can come into most online cups and then always make it so far. It takes so much consistency to be able to do that. It's a little bit crazy.
That is true.
So, let's see what's going to happen in this game. JonnyREcco, I think, is going to play a much different style compared to Patience. Just in my opinion. Sorry, not compared to Patience. Of course he's going to play different styles at different races. Compared to Bly and Nurture, I don't think he's going to go for this mega fast... Okay, I'm just going to shut up. What is it? Is this a new thing that we just don't understand yet? Like he's patrolling a drone as though he wants to take a fast third base. Just like Nurture has, just like I has.
I think he just sends it there and just then makes a decision based on what he scouts. Now, granted, he hasn't scouted all that much. I mean, and this is the important thing going down. The Twilight Council. We have seen Patience open in this way versus Nurture yesterday. Nurture was pretty mad about those DTs, and it was the same map. It was on Frost. So, but here's the difference. Nurture did take that fast third base versus this, and JonnyREcco is not doing that. Now, that being said, he's only just now taking his gases because he did open up gasless. That's a thing he really likes to do. Just play it very safe and get the creep all the way to his third base before he even attempts to take that. And he may scout the Dark Shrine with this incoming Overlord as well.
Yeah, the Dark Shrine is so vital here. If you can scout that, that's going to be absolutely huge. I think it's not... It might just be on course. You can see it with the very edge. It's going to be so close though, and I think it might just be out of range. If he sees that pylon, he might change direction towards it.
I think he'll scout it. He's going for it. He sees the Dark Shrine. He knows what is up.
Yeah, he knows what it is now. So, a great scout here for JonnyREcco, and this is bad for Patience, because I mean he even delayed his Warp Gate research to get this Twilight Council started ASAP.
Yeah,
and
we have Spore Crawlers going down and Lair being started to morph immediately upon scouting that. So, you know, Rico, he's not going to be caught off guard by this in the least. It's going to be 7 minutes when those DTs potentially get to his base. I wouldn't be actually surprised if Patience did not warp any DTs at all right now. Just because he knows he was scouted and REcco had ample time to prepare.
I think it'd be a waste of gas, be a waste of minerals. He needs to start transitioning because it's not going to work. It's not going to do any damage. Now they're not going to be useless. Oh, he's actually going to warp 3. Wow. You know, he could just try and snipe the Spore Crawler at the front, but it's so risky. And like, you look at this, JonnyREcco even knows what could happen. He starts a second Spore Crawler. These DTs, you know, it's actually pretty smart. He's
so
moving
smart.
One to the tower, one to the and one to each exit. So he sees anything coming out. It's kind of like invisible scouting, and yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. And JonnyREcco's going to slowly move Spore Crawler down here, but that might die off to this.
This is so smart because actually he positions those DTs to snipe any potential creep tumors that are being spread, and without mobile detection, well, these DTs will snipe every single one because they one-shot them. But what is the transition behind this for Patience? He's getting a robo facility. He's gotten a forge for himself, not really using that so far. And, well, he may... It does look like he may try and go for a 2-base timing with Archons here. I don't know if that would work, but taking a 3rd base is equally risky as well. Patience is going to try, though, having set up that pylon already. Does REcco know about this, however? No.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he does know about that. I don't think he does. He's sending an overload into the natural right now. He sees a Corona boost on the Robo facility, but that's only going to be an observer coming out of there. We see a Forge on the way up too, a couple more gateways, and Blink on the way. So, I mean, does he just take a 3rd base from this? I'm pretty sure he will. That's exactly what he did yesterday, and already, in fact, the Mothership Core probe in position to deny that. And I mean, JonnyREcco just seen with his Zergling in this, he knows from the DT opening there can't be a time in which hits before, like for, you know what I mean. It's
yeah.
There can't be a timing coming out anytime soon if the probe is already there looking to take a 3rd base. That being said, a lot of gateways coming up, and so, you know, Patience, once he's now having spotted that link coming in, he might just say to himself, you know, maybe I will just not expand and go for an attack. Or he could just be spending his minerals before he feels safe to take that 3rd base.
Now we have Hydras coming out as well, and you know, this is a little bit of a dangerous time here for Patience because his army size is not really that big. That 3rd base is wide exposed, there are no structures constricting the movement of units around it yet, and it looks like REcco wants to push the creep all the way across the map as quickly as humanly possible and go for a little bit of a poke on that 3rd base. Now the thing is, the longer he waits, the less effective this will be. So either he risks it and goes for a poke now, or he just tries to out-macro his opponent and hope that he can win in the late game. Now, from my experience, I can tell you that fighting a 3-base or 4-base Protoss as a Zerg is really freaking difficult. You pretty much have to do damage before both of you are 200, unless you're going for something like Broodlords, Swarm Hosts, and stuff like that, because late game battles are really hard.
Yeah, we see JonnyREcco is starting to move forward here. He might go for an attack, but it's so hard with this, you know, this little gap in the ground really makes it so much easier for Protoss to hold off an attack towards this location. But he could go around the top.
This might actually work. Okay, well, not with the current warping of Stalkers. Without those Stalkers, this might have worked.
JonnyREcco kind of caught like a little bit unawares here. He's got a force coming around the top side, and he might be able to get an Archon with this, but I'm not sure if he has enough at all to really be fighting here. Archon goes down, he is starting to run out of force fields. There's a lot of Hydras left over, but yeah, they just die so quickly. And the last 3 force fields are brilliant to trap a few more Hydras. JonnyREcco really making a mistake being this far forward on the map, and a great opening for him has just turned into a big mistake, a big fumble, and now Patience is on a move across the map, kills off that Hydra, going to kill the link on the tower, and wow, what a turnaround.
Yeah, that's one of the things with these Hydra pushes. If you just come 1 minute too late, 1 warp in too late, then you might not have enough to break the defensive forces of your opponent, because you know the Protoss players, they rely on force fields. So had JonnyREcco attacked a little bit sooner, these Stalkers would not have been there. That's a huge chunk of DPS, because sentries, well, they're not that good of, you know, damage dealers. So that might have been efficient actually. But right now, JonnyREcco needs to defend. He's going to be facing a push with +2 and Blink and Colossus very soon. The pylons are going down at potential bases, denying Rico that 5th is a very good move by Patience. But Patience, you know, he's just taunting his opponent right now. It's not like I don't think he would attack straight up. I mean, maybe he pokes and just and then just retreats, waits for the second Colossus, waits for the upgrade to finish, and then attacks. I don't really think he will commit fully into this.
Yeah, he's starting to move forward here. JonnyREcco gets a little bit of a concave. For single Colossi, I think he just needs to back off on the way. I mean, Thermal Lance isn't ready. He's got more upgrades on the way, more Colossi on the way. I mean, the second Colossi has just popped out and it's still back at home, so I think we see Patience moving back very smartly, but still keeping his map control here, you know, staying on top of the creep, just on the edges so he's not in too much danger, and just keeping a presence on the map, keeping JonnyREcco scared, making him be always aware of where this army is, and always be ready to attack. And Patience begin to look as though he might try and find a fight here somewhere. Some units to the top side are hidden behind them line of sight blockers, and he doesn't know quite where he wants to attack yet. There's just no answer for these Colossi though, you know, no Vipers.
Yeah, that's why you need to get a good engagement. And look at this, Rico just might get it. Time Warp going down, slowing down the top flank. But he's getting up close and personal with the gateway units right now, with the Hydras and Roaches. He's just too close, but those Colossi are still staying alive. Immortals are still staying alive. More Warpins will be coming in, and looks like Patience will be pushing through. Supply plummets for JonnyREcco as he is forced to tap out of the game.
Yeah,
That engagement